Hey YouTube, thanks for clicking on my video, EDC Gear and Survival. Today's going to be a really quick review because I'm pretty sure most of us in the EDC communities, and if you've been collecting knives for quite a while, um, we all know about the Great Ontario Rat 1. Okay, this blade came out several years ago, and it is made with AUS-8 steel, okay, made by Ontario Knife Company, Model 1, AUS-8. This knife has G10 scales, liner lock, reversible pocket clip, right hand, tip up, tip down, or you can have left hand, tip up, tip down, basically however you want to carry it. This is another knife that is in my EDC rotation. Steel liners, nice blade shape, and one reason excuse me, why I carry this knife is Ontario Knife Company. They make some great knives. um this is AUS-8, like I said. um this knife costs $30, between 30-35 bucks. Okay, the blade sits nice and deep in the handle. Tip sits down in the handle real nice. You're not gonna catch it on nothing. This I personally call like it's not a deep carry pocket clip, but when it's clipped on something, you only got that much sticking out, so there's not a whole lot. This has to be one of the most comfortablest knives that I own. It is so comfortable to hold in hand. When people first look at it, you see the handle, it comes down, then all of a sudden you see the back of the edge of the knife blade comes up. You're like, oh man, that's not going to be comfortable, right? Your thumb fits in there so perfect. And where your fingers, I wear a size large glove, 3.5-inch blade, made in Taiwan, which in my opinion is a little better than some of the knives um, that come out of China. China makes some great knives. Don't get me wrong, Taiwan, they make some great knives, and then they have knives that aren't so great. Ontario Knife Company has good quality control in Taiwan. They also make a smaller version. It's an Ontario Rat 2, AUS-8 steel. They also make these in S35 VN steel also. But those are kind of, I won't say rare, but they're kind of hard to find. Um, those I've seen run from 70, 75 to 100, and you could find those on eBay. Like I said, they're hard to find, but you can find them. You'll have to, of course, pay because they're kind of limited. Nobody wants to give them up. Like I said, G10 scales. If you go on eBay, they do make aftermarket scales. for these. You can find them in titanium, you can find them in copper, and you can also find them in brass. The titanium and brass are a little hard to find. Like I said, this knife came out several years ago, but it's still one of their great selling knives. Like I said, if you're looking for a knife and people say, I have a Facebook group, EDC Gear, the symbol and pocket knife on Facebook, and people love this knife. And like I said, it was such a popular knife. They came out with a smaller version, so if you work in an office or somewhere where you can't have a larger blade, if it's a state law, or your job requires something under 3 inches, this is a 3.5 inch blade. But this knife was such a good seller. I mean, everybody, not everybody, but most of us have had an Ontario knife, um, because for the quality and for the price of 35 bucks, it's it's unbelievable. It locks up real good. You can do it one-handed. The thumb studs on here are rounded, so they don't catch on anything when you're taking it in and out of pocket, because they're rounded. It comes right out, goes right in. I said before, I mean, for $35, I can't get over that. You got a reversible pocket clip, you got Auss-8 steel, made in Taiwan, G10 scales, steel liners, open construction. So when you're using it in mud, or you're using it in the garden, or you're using it at work where it's dusty and dirty and whatnot, it's so easy to clean. You just take it, run it under some warm water with a little bit of soap, clean it up real nice, and then blow dry it, or, with an air gun or a towel. You can put a Kleenex or a towel in there. Like what I do is when I clean it, I can take a paper towel, I'll fold it over a few times, put it down in there, and just kind of give it a quick wipe. Gets all the dirt out. Um, Bronze washers, not plastic, so that's another positive. Just to give you a little close up. As you can see, I've used this quite a bit, and it's just a great knife for EDC, in my opinion. It's just so comfortable where your fingers sit, where your thumb sits, and you just, wherever you got a cut, I'm telling you, if you're looking for a cheap, affordable knife, you need to pick up an Ontario Rat. The Auss-8, I mean, they got pretty good heat treat. It stays sharp for a while, and to sharpen it, it's no problem whatsoever. If you use your knife and you strop it, after you use it, it'll stay sharp. Eventually you're going to have to sharpen your knife on a stone, or a ceramic stone, uh, diamond stone, whatever you use, then you'll have to sharpen it eventually. This one I've had for years. I've used it, and when I'm done using it, I strop it, and it's sharp again, and it stays sharp for a while. I think I've only had to sharpen this once or twice, and the Work Sharp sharpening system is what I use, and it holds an edge. So it's really all I gotta say about this knife. It's pretty basic and super special. 4.9 ounces, so 5 ounces. I mean, it's pretty good for EDC carry for a larger knife at 3.5 inches. Sometimes you can still find these online. Blade HQ, again, Smoky Mountain Knife Works, Knife Center. There's so many different companies that carry these in stock. Like I said, it's just one of those knives where it's a hot item. Can't say it enough. For 35 bucks, you need a good all-around EDC for work, home, camping, hiking. This knife won't let you down. If you go back in my videos about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, go back in my videos. It was one of my first videos. I did a test on this. This knife, I pounded into hardened 2x4s, wiggled it back and forth, could not break the tip at all whatsoever. The tip didn't even bend. Okay, what happened? The liner lock bent over just a hair. That's it. No lock failure whatsoever. I did spine whacking with it. I dropped it from 6 feet, 8 feet, down on the tip. It would stick into the wood. Never broke the tip. I worked at a coke plant, a petroleum coke plant, and it wasn't this one. It was the other one that I originally did a review on, which I still have. Oh my god, that knife cut Goodyear hoses. We would use hoses all the time for spraying, cleaning up, and it would cut hoses. It would cut cable ties. It would cut rope, and you name it, the knife would cut it, and it never let me down. Not once. The thing was ran over. It was ran over by a loader. I lost it for a couple weeks. I found it. Still no issues. This knife you can beat the hell out of. You have nothing to worry about whatsoever. If you're camping or hiking, you can use the back of this. It does have 90-degree corners on the top, which aren't sharp, but they're good enough where if you have a ferro rod, you can strike your ferro rod. You can get some pretty good sparks. If you have a minute, look up Ontario Knife Company. Now they have several different types of knives. They make fixed blades. They got folders. They got hunting knives. They got skinning knives. They have it all. It's an outdoor company. So give it a try. I just wanted to do a quick review. Well, now we're going on 14 minutes because it's such a great knife. So give it a try. You won't be disappointed. Like this video, comment on this video, turn on notifications, and you must subscribe because we are going to do a giveaway at 500 likes. So Keep an eye out. Thanks.